Hey everyone, I'm going to jump on very quickly, make this video just because it's been on my mind as I'm doing another course here and I want to share it with you, and that is what I find the most difficult part of South College is. So in the last videos I've shared that I've been able to accomplish a lot in a short period of time, though one thing that needs to be addressed is each instructor that you're going to be paired with is going to have different expectations as to the writing. And out of all the assignments and all the revisions that I've got, which hasn't been too many, but even just the feedback, it comes down to how you can write academically. That can vary greatly, and this is my assumption, is that it might depend on that instructor's skill set and their training in academic writing. It might depend on where else they teach beyond South College, because many are contract faculty members that probably have other jobs, and there might be a different degree of rigor at their institution. Also, just their expectations around what they think is proper way of doing academic writing. Now, there are some consistencies. For example, like APA version 7, there is sort of a template. And when I say sort of, there is a template. But I will say that different instructors have different skills at detail management and detail identification. So they might identify something that's missing in the APA template or your paper when it's formatted. Or they may just have a more laissez-faire approach to how well you attend to those details. But when it comes to the writing, I do find that generally there is a need to have support with what you're writing, but how much support depends on the instructor. And what I've discovered is it's challenging because you get really good at one way in a course because that teacher is giving you a lot of feedback over and over again, and you feel like you've kind of perfected it because by the end of that course, they're like, wow, you are writing at the doctoral level. And then you get to another course and the first bit of feedback is like, hey, you need to think about this and this and this and this. And you almost think, well, this is a little bit of a different approach than what I've been following for the last course. Now, I'm not saying that there are dramatic differences, but in general, just expect that there are going to be different approaches, that it might be frustrating at the onset of a course, but generally after a few assignments, you will get used to that instructor's expectations. Hopefully they build the learning, kind of share feedback in a way, kind of piece by piece, that you don't get overwhelmed if maybe you're not matching what they expect, and hope that in the end that it's leading to better writing skills. I just keep reminding myself that I'm getting a pretty well-rounded perspective of how writing should be done academically, even if instructors have different ways of approaching it. Maybe it's not a bad thing to learn different ways, different methods. It would be nice if there was a little bit more consistency, I would say. At times, it's kind of tiring to have to get to know a different way. But I mean, isn't that the truth for all courses? Like, think back to your undergrad. Every teacher was a little bit different in how they set up the course, how they led instruction, how they developed their curriculum, how they did assessments. So I'm finding that I really want to figure out those expectations right off the get-go. I want to know pretty much within that first set of assessments, like how to write, at least the overarching approach I want to know. And then hopefully over the course, they'll sprinkle in some suggestions here and there to make the writing better. For example, in my last course, I could have done more in-text citation, and she actually just showed me, very deliberately made annotations on my submission about like where, like do in-text here, do in-text here, do it here. Basically, anytime you make a claim, you have to cite that, especially if it's not coming from your thoughts. Also, like, some instructors might request you do a conclusion to an assignment, even if it's not like a full-fledged paper. So you're going to figure that out pretty quickly. Some instructors don't require any citation or APA formatting for formatives, and others, as soon as you submit something and it's not an APA, they're going to flag that as an issue. The key is hopefully the instructor provides you with constructive feedback along the way and positively reinforces what you're doing, because obviously you don't want to be bombarded with criticisms the whole way. But I find I did really well in my last course because the instructor was extremely thoughtful with providing me with constructive feedback in a way that was sensitive but also very informative. And I don't know if that is a skill or gift that all instructors have. I actually am a teacher, and I learned through her comments how to better teach. If you're dealing with the same situation, you can share your experience below, and maybe you have suggestions on how to navigate that inconsistency or just that diverse view on how assignments should be set up. And I hope to make another video on an update, but I'm waiting till the end of the month, so I'll do a 2-month update and I will share what I've completed by then. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in another video.